Hello friends, today we are dealing with the classification of angiosperms. Angiosperm is the largest and most diversified plant group amongst the plant kingdom. We are dependent on them for our daily requirement like food, fodder, shelter, medicine, etc. At the same time, due to higher exploitation, angiosperm diversity is under threat. IUCN in 1997 published a red data book. In that, they listed about 34,000 plant species under the threatened and endangered category. Therefore, it is urgent need of time to study this most diversified group of plants. When we are talking about the diversity of angiosperm it is most diversified because it has near about 3,52,000 plant species recorded throughout the world. In India, near about 18,000 plant species they are recorded. When we are talking about the diversification of angiosperm occupy each and every habitat of the world. They also shows all the type of habits like herb, shrub, tree, climbers, etc. They also has autotrophic in nature, heterotrophic in that certain angiosperms they are saprophytic, certain they are epiphytic, certain they are insectivorous. So they are much more diversified, and so it is impossible for anyone to study all plants individually of the globe. Therefore, it is necessary to place them in small or larger group on the basis of their similarities and differences. Classification denotes the arrangement of a group of plants into the distinct category following a system of nomenclature and in accordance with a particular well-established plan. According to Davis and Haywood, classification is a natural occupation of man. Recognition is one of his most necessary pastime. Classify the things are essential processes in our daily lives. We need to know whether we are talking about the same or different organism and to what group they belongs. There are various scientists, they define classification. For example, Andrew Sudan in 1984 defines the classification as the naming of a species and their groupings into families, orders and division, etc. According to Redford in 1986 stated that classification is the arrangement of group of plants with particular circumscription by rank and position according to artificial criteria, phenetic similarities or phylogenetic relationships. So in simple language, classification is the placement of plants, animals or objects into group and categories for a clear understanding, proper study and effective organization. Now we are switched to the types of classification. According to ancient taxonomic literature and whatever the criteria they are used for classifying the plants, there are three basic types of classifications: artificial classification, natural classification and phylogenetic classification. But Redford in 1986 described fourth type of classification, that is mechanical classification. Now we are switched to the these types of classification system one by one. Firstly, we are dealing with the artificial classification system. It is one of the oldest and first approach for the classification of plants. Artificial system based on one or few superficial morphological characters. It is based on arbitrary or at least easily observable characters. For example, habit, color, number, form or similar features. And these characters, whatever they are using here, they are without their affinities. So such classification is commonly called as artificial classification. When we are talking about the definition of an artificial classification, it is a classification which is mainly based on single or very few arbitrary characters without considering the affinities of a plants which are grouped together. It is commonly called as artificial classification. Such type of classifications are very easy to understand and they are practically very convenient. So they are useful for practical purposes. There are various scientists, they attempted the classification. For the first time, Theophrastus, who is honorably called as father of botany, a Greek philosopher, in his book Historia Plantarum classified near about 480 plants into 4 groups on the basis of their habit, like herb, shrub, undershrubs and trees. Then Secundus, a Roman lawyer known to botany as a Pliny the Elder, he described the biological, medicinal and agricultural aspects of the plants in his book Natural History, which is published in 37 volumes. Then Dioscorides has also published this type of artificial classification. He was a Roman physician, described about 600 medicinal plants in his book Materia Medica. Next scientist is Albert Magnus. He has given a classification of plants, and for the first time he has recognized monocots and dicots, and also he has separated non-vascular plants amongst the vascular plants in his book De Vegetabilis. Then Otto Brunfels, for the first time he has classified the plants into perfecta and imperfecta on the basis of either flower is present or absent. He has given his classification system in the book Herbarium Viva Icons. Then Andrea Cisalpino, an Italian physician, classifying near about 1500 plant species on the basis of structure of their fruits and seeds in his book De Plantis. In the artificial classification system, the world famous classification system was given by Carolus Linnaeus, a Swedish naturalist. He has published a world famous classification in his book Species Plantarum in 1753. He has classified near about 7300 plant species into 24 classes, mainly on the basis of number, union and length of stamens and carpel characters. So whatever the characters he has used for the classification purpose, they are denoting the sex of a flower, and that's why this classification system is also commonly called as sexual classification system. This system was so famous, it is because he has also used in this classification system binomial nomenclature. So at that time he has used that binomial nomenclature for the first time, and that's why this classification system is also world famous. Now these are the various scientists which are given these classification systems. Now we are switched over to the advantages and disadvantages of the classification system. Firstly, we will deal with the advantages of artificial classification. The first advantage of this classification system is it is very simple and it is very easy to understand. Need very short time and very little information. If you want to classify the things, you do not need much more information. If you need certain easily observable, if you know the easily observable characters, you can easily classify the plants on the basis of one or few arbitrary characters. So, on the basis of very little information, we can classify the plants. Then need very few instruments to classify the plants, as this type of classification doesn't require the data from various branches, and that's why there is no requirement of sophisticated instrument here. Specifically based on easily observable characters. So whatever the characters which are easily observable, for example color of a flower, habit of a plant, they are useful for the artificial classification, and that's so that this classification system, it is practically very much important. We can use this classification very easily for the practical purpose. After that, we are switch over to the disadvantages. A very difficult to classify larger number of plants, as this classification system is mainly based on one or few arbitrary characters. So naturally, if the number of plants they are increased, so it is very difficult for us to classify the plants on the basis of one or few arbitrary characters. Then it has very little predictive value. It also use arbitrarily selected characters which are not shows correlation of a plants with each other in a particular group. Another important disadvantage of this classification system is that they cannot describe origin, evolution and phylogeny of plants. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the artificial classification system. Now we are switch over to the next classification system, natural classification system. Organisms are classified on the basis of their natural affinities, that is overall similarities in the morphology, rather than on a single character for determining the affinities. Such type of classifications, they are routinely practiced before Darwinian era. So pre-Darwinian systems are based on overall similarities, mostly gross morphology in grouping the taxa. It is presumed that larger number of characters shared by different plants more closely are they related to each other. The concept of overall similarity has unique and undergone considerable refinement in recent years. Overall similarity is just judged on the basis of features derived from all the available fields of taxonomic information. So whatever the information is gathered here, it is totally related with the phenetic relationships. So all possible characters, they are useful for this classification purpose. So data from all available sources such as morphology, anatomy, embryology, phytochemistry, ultrastructure, palynology, cytology, and in fact all other fields of a study. This type of classification system is also known as horizontal classification, because this classification is based on data available at a given time. This is the basis of modern classification system. So whatever the classification systems we are using today, like a phylogenetic classification system, they are totally based on natural classification systems. A concept, this type of classification system was first time introduced by Michael Adamson. So that natural classification, this concept was introduced by Michael Adamson in 1763. He has for the first time given his classification system with respect to natural affinities. There are certain, apart from this, there are certain scientists, they also classify the plants on the basis of natural affinities. For example, A.L. de Jusso, he has classified the plants in his book Genera Plantarum. Then A.P.D. Candolle, he has also classified the plant in his famous book Theorie Elementaire de la Botanique. The world famous natural classification system was given by Bentham and Hooker. Both they are British scientists, and they published this classification system in 3 volumes of a Genera Plantarum during 1862 to 1883. They describe near about 97,205 species belonging to 7,569 genera of flowering plants grouped into 202 orders. Today we know it as a families. This classification system is most famous because at that time they are published this classification system in a Latin language. It is most practically applicable and very easy to understand, because this classification system they are given, it is mainly based on their own observation. So they do not copy from anywhere or anywhere's collection. They directly observe the specimens, and from that they describe the characters of that particular plants, and they are using that characters for the classification purpose, and so that this classification system, it is very much easier, and so that it is get accepted throughout the world. Even today we are using this classification system for the practical purposes. Now there are certain advantages as well as disadvantages of this classification system. Firstly, we are dealing with the advantages of this classification system. So the first advantage of this classification system is it is very much easy to follow and understand. Practically it is much more useful, and that's why maximum countries or British rule countries, they are following this classification system for their arrangement of herbaria or routine practical purposes. It has more predictive value than that of the artificial classification system. Again, this classification system is mainly based on natural affinities. So whatever the grouping of individuals which are present within a group, they share maximum number of correlations with each other. So they share maximum relationship with each other. So such classification is mainly based on natural affinities. Again, it contains more information about a plant species, because we are using here data from all the branches of the science. So naturally, whatever the data is available for a particular species, it is of a more and more number. So it contains more information about the species. But apart from such advantages, this natural classification has certain disadvantages also. The first disadvantage is that it is complex than the artificial classification system. It also has very longer time to classify the plants, and because for the collection of information it also needs certain long time. Again, poorly known plants cannot be placed easily. So whatever the plants which doesn't has any data, they cannot very easily classified through this natural classification systems. Again, they cannot be described origin, evolution and phylogeny of plants. So these are certain disadvantages of this natural classification system. Now we are switch over to the next classification system, that is the phylogenetic classification. This is just recent and current concept of a classification. The system proposed after Darwin's origin of a species, Darwin's theory of origin of species in 1859. All the classification systems which are put forth after this, they are phylogenetic classification. This concept was first time introduced by German botanist A.W. Eisler in 1883. Such type of classifications, they are mainly based on oral similarities. Just like that of a natural classification, this phylogenetic classification is also based on oral similarities. But along with oral similarities, in this phylogenetic classification, here considering imaginary evolutionary relationships. At the same time, evolutionary characters or known or inferred phylogeny, they are considered for grouping the organisms. So in simple language, this phylogenetic classification system was based on phylogenetic characters of a plant species. The relationships depicted either through a phylogram, phylogenetic tree or a cladogram. Whatever the classification systems which are given under phylogenetic classification, they must given a phylogram, phylogenetic tree and cladogram. So they can denote the relationships of organisms which are grouped under that particular classification. It is also known as vertical classification because it is based on presumed ancestry of a taxa. So such are commonly called as phylogenetic classification system. There are various scientists, they are given classification in the phylogenetic way. For example, A.W. Eisler, he has given first classification as a phylogenetic classification system. Then Engler and Prandtl's classification system, which is also very much famous classification system. They published this classification system in Dinaturally Lichen Flagell Formalin. Again, Bessey also given a world famous classification. Whatever they suggest, Bessey's cactus, it is also famous, and this classification system was published in the book The Phylogenetic Taxonomy of Flowering Plants. Then Hutchinson's also given a phylogenetic classification system in his book The Families of Flowering Plant. Takhtajan in 1980 published his classification system in outline of the classification of flowering plant. Then Arthur Cronquist in 1981 also published a phylogenetic classification in evolution and classification of flowering plants. Robert Thorne in 1983 also published this phylogenetic classification system in his book A Synopsis of a Putatively Phylogenetic System of Classification of a Flowering Plant. Now recently, Angiosperm phylogeny group, they also put forth such phylogenetic classification system. The first classification system which are put forth by Angiosperm phylogeny group is in 1998. And continuously that system was revised. The recent revision was published in 2016 as a APG4 classification system. So these are the various scientists which publish the classification system in a phylogenetic way. Now we are switched to the advantages as well as disadvantages of a phylogenetic classification. The first advantage of this classification system is that in this classification we have to use unique and single name for each species so that there is a reduction of the confusion of a anybody, because unique name we are using here for the classification purpose. Then this classification has maximum predictive value as compared to the artificial as well as natural classification system. Again, this classification system is mainly based on origin, phylogeny, so it shows maximum relationship of an organisms. Again, it contains maximum information about a species. Apart from these advantages, this classification system has certain disadvantages also. The first disadvantage is that mostly complicated and difficult to use, as it is mainly based on maximum data. So naturally, practically it is very much less important, and that's why it is most complicated and difficult to use. It also need long time and research for the classification. It also need certain sophisticated instrument to generate more and more data about that particular species. Again, morphological characters, they were neglected in some classification systems, because we are mainly based on overall data collected from various branches of science. Again, on a phylogenetic concept, this classification is mainly focused, and that's why certain morphological characters were neglected here. This classification system is practically inconvenient. So these are the disadvantages of this phylogenetic classification system. Thank you. So friends, here we have completed types of classification system.